Alright guys, today's episode of Short Side Wristers, we're going to be talking about free legends. Did they ruin Hut this year? And what it's like to actually use the best team in Hut. Not going to lie, it's not what everyone thinks. So, let's jump right into it. Alright guys, so let's quickly start with the new content that came out yesterday. So we got the 94 flashback Cujo. I loved Curtis Joseph growing up, so this is an awesome card. But again, guys, he's a goalie. He's kind of smaller. Avoid spending your coins on him unless you're a diehard Leafs fan or just love Cujo, to be honest with you. We also got the 97 Crosby. So it's come time where we're reaching that point where some of the players that were high rated off of launch are now hitting their +2 every month and almost at the 99. So Sidney Crosby's one. McDavid is the other. But the 97 Crosby, if you pack him at this point, I mean, if you're selling him, this is where it might not make it worth it. So every time, I said this on another episode, every time you pack a milestone, team of the week, primetime card, the second you buy them, it's like a used car, or it's like a car. The second you pack him, he's instantly losing value. They're never going to go up in value. So the 97, I mean, if you're going to sell him for $1 million, or maybe 1.3, like it's going to be high over 1 million coins. But here's the thing, man, if you sell them for 1.5 million coins, let's say, you're not going to really go and buy a better card. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could say he goes for 1.5 million. That means you're buying Marcel Dion, the 95, things like that. You're not getting Brett Hull or the rare legends or even, Wayne or Mario. Now, if this can push you over the edge and you can buy Wayne or Mario, then I would 100% recommend doing it, because those are two of the best endgame. They're obviously the two endgame cards, and they're going to be good no matter what, even when Team of the Year comes out, just because of all the synergies and everything like that. So we're getting to that point where this Crosby, I always say to sell the Team of the Week prime times or milestones. This one you might want to keep, just because I don't think it's gonna go up in value or go down that much, and then the trade-off isn't all that great. He's a fantastic card. Joe Thornton, Joe Pavelski got some milestone cards. Man, I love Joe Thornton. Like, I wish he got an Evo, just because of all the people he's passing and whatnot. Like, he's almost got enough speed to make him useful, but still kind of short. He's still just an 89. But having a great season for considering how old he is. So, again, guys, I just want to bring up the new content. So if you do pack that Crosby, I would probably keep him at this point. Alright, so Ricky Sticks, my boy, posted on Twitter something a few days ago about how free legends ruined Hut. And now I can see where he's coming from. Now, so this year, if you don't know, I'm talking about the free legends, obviously the monthly ones. So every month, if you basically log in twice a day and every once in a while do the daily challenge where you've got to do, like, play 3 games, buy a couple things in the auction house, do a challenge, that kind of stuff, you'll get another one. So potentially 3 or 4 a day. And he said that he thinks that he ruined it because everyone has the same cards. Well, I get what he's saying. I think that free-to-play players, these cards are infinitely helpful. I mean, so we've had the Ray Ferraro, the Newendike, the Ronick, the Clark, the Makita, and now we're going to have the Stassins. That's only 6 cards. When you think that there's an 18-man roster, basically, it's not all that going to be the same. Now, if every single free-to-play team has them, if you've been playing HUD that much, like if you've been logging in basically twice a day, you probably already have a good team. And I know the higher-end players or the higher-end teams don't really use all that many. Like the free-to-play legends that I have, as far as the monthly ones go, I still use Makita and I still use Clark. That's it. Now, the other legends, the one that you get for the offline challenges, those were so good. Like this year, like they made offline challenges worth doing, because the Gartner's great for scoring 2,000 goals. The McInnes is awesome. The Sakic is probably an end game card because of his wrist shot power and accuracy. I still use all those cards. And Medano, he's almost going to be replaced on my team, but he's a fantastic card as well. So we're looking at about 9 cards. So half your team essentially could be made up of free cards. Now, but think about that. Like, how long have we complained about how Hut costs money? You need to spend money to be good in Hut. If you have all of those legends, so let's say the Gartner, the McInnes, the Horton, the Medano, the Sakic, that's 5. And then you've got Makita, Clark, Roenick, Nieuwendyk, and Ferraro. That's 10. You've got built already a pretty good team. I mean, we always complain about EA being money hungry, and, whatever, you can think what you want as far as that goes. I don't blame you. But, if we're looking at February, you've got 10 free-to-play Legend cards. Those are pretty... You've already got a pretty good team. Not to mention, if you've done all of those offline challenges or played that much HUT, you've probably got a couple 100,000 coins that you've spent and bought in some decent cards. So I'm not huge on it being a downfall. Now I understand why. Now so that means the problem you run into is a lot of the same. That means you're going to run into a lot of the same teams, and it's true. But at this point, I'm seeing a ton of Gretzky's too. The problem that's always going to happen with HUT is there's a meta. And there's cards that come out early that are the best. So, like Gretzky and Mario, for example. Everyone's got one. Or if you go into HUT Champs, the top players are the top, very, very good players. A lot of them have one of the Marios or Gretzky's. And it's not really a bad thing because it's what you play for. I do get the creative aspect of it. It would be cool if there was... I really don't know another way around it, to be honest with you. Because... if you take away all those free legends, then we've got a bigger problem where you basically have to spend money to at least build a team that you want that's, competitive and not just running base 85 overalls and HUT champs. So because at this point in the year anyways. I think with Team of the Year, when Team of the Year comes out, that's going to change a lot because when you have 99s or high 90 overall players and there's a ton of them, so there's 20 or 30 of them, that's going to change some things up because then you're not just looking at getting LaFontaine and Brian Trottier or Forsberg or Sakic or Sundin, those kind of cards that are rare. And you're gonna go after the ones that definitely more difficult to pull, like the Team of the Year stuff. So I don't really think it's that big of a downfall. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Do you think it was too much? Do you think it's too little? I will say this. I wish they would bring flashbacks next year in a little bit earlier or flash forwards. Team of the Week is cool. And it's a little bit more predictive. I do like that. And milestones. Prime times are cool as well. I just think that this is what happened last year. We had so many sets that we ended up with 30 Jonathan Taves. But, I mean, there's a lot of players. If you look at the Blackhawks, there's a lot of Patrick Kanes. And adding in flashbacks and flash forwards. I specifically would love flash forwards just because there's not enough ways to play Dahlin. You know what I'm saying? Pettersson, they found a way because, EA's in Vancouver. And they put him in the Thanksgiving packs and things like that because he's so electric and he blew up and people just wanted to be able to use him, and instead of him having to wait and be an 85 overall because all the Team of the Weeks and prime times he was getting. I just wish there was a way. International Player of the Games, like the one the World Juniors come out, those are kind of cool, but there hasn't really been anything for the Dahlins, the Svechnikovs, those kinds of players, and I just hope that going into next season that they kind of show some love and do flash forwards again, or some sort of set. Could just be, it could be in Draft Champ. Oh God, I wish there was something in Draft Champions Plus. I swear to you, if I go out to Vancouver, I will be championing to make sure that something goes into Draft Champs that makes it worth it. It's been a dying game mode every single season for the last 3 years. There was the time when Willie Mitchell and all them were in it and people grinded it, but yeah, there's got to be a reason for it. So, all right, and the last thing I want to discuss. So I joke around. Well, I don't really joke around, to be honest with you, at this point, but on Twitter, I mentioned, and on my Twitch stream, that I have the best HUT team. Yes, I think I might. There might be someone else out there that wins HUT champs every week and gets 2 million coins. But I think I've got close to, if not the best HUT team, at least on PlayStation. And yes, it cost me a ton of money, but I've been just basically using my Twitch and YouTube money I saved up from last year, and then everything I get this year I've just been spending on my HUT team because it just produces more content, and it's fun having a very good team. I would say that I'm a very good player. I'm not elite. I would say that if we're looking at, where do I rank in HUT champs and comp seasons inside the top 150, I know what I'm doing. I'm just older and my thumbs don't work the same anymore as they used to, so... I'm a better coach than a player at this point. That being said, I go into online seasons, and you play someone in Division 1, And you know they're in Division 1 because they still have the Horton, which I think is a cool card, by the way, because at least it's an indicator of where they are while you're playing them. Not that it should matter, but at least, you might sit up straight in your chair a little bit if you see that Horton. So you're in Division 1, and I don't know if it's easier to get to Division 1. I personally think it is. It's never been easier in online seasons currently, and I don't get why. It might be that the matchmaking is really bad, and I'm matching people in Div 3 and things like that. I don't know. But I will wreck people, and I notice my team just absolutely dominate in every aspect pretty much when I play online seasons. I don't know what it is, and it could just be my own mentality or, just the fact that players are better. But in comp seasons, man, every single comp season game is a battle. And I'm talking about right when you qualify. Like, I don't know what it is. If you watch me on stream, like, passes don't seem to hit. One-timers don't seem to go in. And the most frustrating of them all is that I basically have a 99 speed team, guys. There's maybe 3 players on my team that don't have 99 speed, and I will get outrun. I can't blow by anyone. Like, I do not understand how my Charlie Cornway can't get past, like, the Shea Weber Christmas card. Like, I just don't understand why I get caught back when I'm on the rush to straight lining. They turn around and they still keep up with me. Like, it is the most frustrating thing on the planet. And now I know energy and endurance and all that stuff comes into play, but it is so consistent that speed in comp seasons, there's just no breakaway speed. And again, I'll never get confirmation that's the thing, and maybe it's all in my head, to be honest with you. Passing, I think, has been super inconsistent to me, but what I've done recently is actually gone into like the replay to check where I've aimed, and I would say, like, half the time, like 5 out of 10 times, I'm aiming slightly incorrectly. Like 100% pass assist from what I've seen is 100% pass assist. Like, where I'm aiming, or sorry, what I want to say is I have used 100% pass assist, but when I go and look, it's like, I don't want to say it's 0, but it's playing like it is. So, like, it goes exactly where I send it, and I'm talking, like, to the degree. It's no longer like, okay, you have 100% pass assist. If you're in the general area, you're going to get the pass. I've found that the passes that I miss, it's going exactly where I aim it, which I guess is technically a good thing. But if you're doing those far, passes, they just go so wide, and then I blame the game, which isn't true. Because now I look at the replay and I understand, and I see where you can actually see where you aim it in the replay, guys. So you guys have ever seen the passing being incorrect or being inconsistent, just hit the replay button and go and check, because that's what I started doing. And sometimes it's like, what the hell? And other times it's like, all right, I really missed that guy. That makes sense, because that's what happened. And it's all about self-awareness, right, guys? But let me know, again, what you guys think about about having stacked teams, because I don't know what it is anymore. Like, I cannot make my team any better. Like, I'm sure there's like 3 or 4 more cards I could replace with some of the bottom guys on my team, but like, I do not understand how in comp season and HUD champs the gameplay is just, it could just be that everyone is good. Maybe that's it. And in online seasons, like, it's just arcadey. Like, it just feels so quick, and every shot is just picked. I don't know what it is, boys, but I would love to hear your opinions on it. Maybe I'm not crazy, but hey, guys, all right, so that'll do it for today's episode. Thank you for listening. I'm No Sleeps 12, and I will see you guys later on.